surprisingly bigger. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, that was sweet. He took the dry. Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be fishing in the rain. I think it's just supposed to be sort of like an on and off rain. And we're going to be trying out the dry dropper rig. This will be the first time this year that I'm using the dry dropper. And I know I promised you guys we would do some dry fly fishing. So this is going to be my first crack at it. I'm probably just going to run like a caddis with like a little size 18 Perdigon or something. And just see what we can pick up here. The creek's actually a pretty good flow. The only other time that I've fished this creek, it was actually very high. I ended up catching a few fish, one nice one that day, but it was just pretty tough fishing because, like I said, it was basically blown out, but I was still able to find like some soft spots and, you know, pick up some fish. But it's back down to like a normal flow today. It's raining, like I said, nice overcast and everything, so it should be pretty good fishing, I'm assuming, but we'll see once we get down to the creek here. I'm just doing the intro in the car since it's raining out and I don't want to get the main camera wet here. Probably won't be using the main camera to take a look at many fish unless it stops raining or whatever, but we'll see, and hopefully we can get some fish on the dry. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, leave a comment at the end of the video, let me know what you thought, and let's get into the fishing. All right, just picked up our first fish here. Today it's a rainy day. We're gonna be running a dry dropper. Probably be using the GoPro for the most part, just because it's rainy out. Size 16 elk hair caddis on the top, on the tag, and size 18 olive quill on the dropper. Beautiful little brownie. Go ahead and get him back in. Another one on the dropper. Another one on the dropper, little brookie. There he goes. So far, none on the dry. I have a feeling though, if we get any on the dry, it's probably gonna be a brookie. Another one. He was also on the dropper, little brownie. Get him back in. Little brookie. Knew there had to be a fish in there. Little brownie on the dropper again. Pretty little guy. Go ahead and get him back in. All right, this is gonna be a tough little spot. There's this overhanging branch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a bow and arrow cast straight into there, and then we're just gonna keep our rod tip low and hook set downstream under this branch. And there he is. I actually didn't even, oh, he just popped off. I didn't even feel that take, or I didn't see that take, I felt it. It's sort of like a glare on the water there. See if we can get another one in there. There we go. That's a good fish. Now I did see that one. I did see that fish, or that take. I saw the dry go under. Nice little fish. If this were a dry versus dropper video, the dry would be getting blown out right now. That's a good run though, so we're gonna keep giving it casts over in there. I bet you there's more fish. Also, I apologize if there are times where there's rain or water on the lens. I'm checking it fairly regularly, but because it's raining, it's just like almost impossible to keep it all off. And there's a fish. Little brookie. Nice little fish. There he goes. There we go. Well, I've only fished this creek one other time, and the last time I was here, it was super high. I still caught a decent amount of fish that day. You really had to like work the soft spots though, and I had a feeling that there was a lot more fish in here than what I was catching that day. And I had never seen it before at a regular flow, so I wasn't really sure if this creek was always that high or what. But I mean, this is probably a little on the lower side, but a good flow for it. And I mean, this is way lower than what it was the last time I was here, so really good creek at this flow. So this rig that we're using, it's literally just the same rig that I would run 2 nymphs on. So the amnesia down to tippet ring, down to however much tippet that you feel like you're gonna need. And then you just tie the Orvis tippet knot, and then on the tag, you're throwing on your dry fly. And then on the point, you just have a nymph. I'm running a size 18 olive quill. But basically, because you still have that nymph on there, if you're using like a 10-foot like Euro nymphing rod or whatever, you can still get a good cast in because you have that nymph on there for a little bit of weight. And you know, these rods are meant to cast light rigs anyway. And then you kind of just tight line it down through there, leaving just a tiny bit of slack so that dry fly can get like the natural drift. And it works out great. You got a fast hook set for the dry fly and for the nymph if you see the dry fly go under. And as you saw down there, one advantage to doing this is, you know, if you can't see the dry or you lose track of it or whatever, because you're sort of tight lining, you still have that feel aspect. So if you lose sight of it and something takes the nymph, or even the dry for that matter, you can feel it sometimes. And this is a nice little run right here. I bet you get something out of here. There we go. I knew there had to be something in there. Beautiful little brownies in here. Nice pronounced red spots. Oh, that one took the dry. Here we go. Good brownie on the dropper. All right, guys, there's that brownie. There we go. Flip him up here. On the dropper again. Pretty little brownie. Oop, there he goes. All right, so I had to change out the dropper again for some reason. Here's a little fish. Those olive quills, like the UV resin busted off and the quills were just torn up, so had to just take it off. Yeah, that guy has a nice gash in his back there. Little brownie though. So what I did is I just threw like a regular olive Paragon on. Like I said, I don't think that they were taking it because of the quill. They're just taking it because it's small and this is a tiny stream. They really don't care, honestly. If I had to bet on this fish being anywhere, he's gonna be right. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a little seam created there by a rock that's sort of mid creek. I bet he's right in behind this seam. And I think I was right. This is a good fish. Well, he's actually smaller than I thought, but that's not the fish. The fish that I caught out of here before was bigger than this. I just barely had him hooked. Pretty little brownie though. There he goes. He must have got really beat up. I don't know. There's a bunch of line marks on him. I don't know if he got tangled up in line or what, but could be like a bird or something too that tried to get at him, or claw marks. But he's pretty wounded, but we'll get him back in. Saw the dry go under that time. This looks like a brookie, actually. And that is a real pretty brookie. Beautiful. There he goes. Another brookie. Alright, so I went to actually go get that fish on film, and he ended up getting away from me before I could. Oh! That was a good brownie. He popped off. Ah, fish over there just took the dry. Oh, that was sweet. He took the dry. Little brookie. Right before I caught him, I saw him rise. You guys could probably see that on the camera. Ooh, big fish. You see that big brownie come up and take that? Or that's a brookie. That's a big brookie. He came right up and took that. Alright guys. Nice big male brookie. Little hook jaw on him. Missing part of his tail there. We'll get an underwater release of him. It's so weird though how, like, we literally were on that other creek earlier and we couldn't get any to really take on top, and then I come here and I haven't had any take the dropper, and they're all taking the dry. That fish literally came all the way out of the water. Another brookie. There he is. Saw him shoot straight up out. That fly was literally getting taken under, and just as it was getting taken under, this brookie came up and got it. All brookies today here. I think I hooked a few browns, just didn't get them to the net. He's got a fat little belly. You can tell he's been eating. I know for sure though, last time I was here, I probably only caught like a few brookies, and most of everything else was a brown. I've caught all brookies today. That's most brookies I've ever caught out of the stream all together. There we go. Another brook. It's just a brookie day here on the tan caddis. Brookies are liking the surface here. There he is. Pretty little brookie. There's our first dropper fish, and guess what? It is a brownie. I knew if it was going to be on the dropper, it was going to be a brownie. You guys know how brownies are. They don't like coming up as often as the brookies do. Took the dry. It's funny because I just was through there, and you know what? It's a little brownie on the dry. There he is. All right, guys, so it has stopped raining. I got about another hour left of fishing probably. I actually took the dry dropper rig off, and I have just a 2 nymph rig on, just 2 size 18s, and we're gonna see what we can do here. See if we can pick up some brownies here before we head out. Like I said, I got probably about another hour left to fish before I'm gonna head out. There we go. Little brookie. I don't know, maybe it's just a brookie day. Nice dark little brookie. He's ready to go. There we go. Are you serious? I just cannot land one of these brownies. So I just got stuck in the tree again. But when I pulled it out, I only lost my tag nymph, so I'm just running the pheasant tail for the time being. This is a brookie. Of course we landed it because it's a brookie. Another fat little fish. All right, so up to my right there is a really nice run. I remember 3 years ago I caught a really nice fish out of it. I'd be curious to see if he's still in there and if he's any bigger. I believe that's probably gonna be our last run. But yeah, I would say the fish that I caught in there before, he was probably about 14 inches when I last caught him, but that was 3 years ago. He's still alive in there now. I'd say he's probably 16, 17, which would be pretty insane actually to catch, end the day on that. All right, we're gonna start working our way up here. It's gonna be tough though, because this is super clear. There he is. There he is, and he's bigger. He's bigger. Oh, no, no, no. The same exact spot that I caught him last year, or 3 years ago. Oh my God. He's definitely bigger. Oh my God. Man, I'm having terrible luck today. I'm telling you, that is the same exact spot that I caught him 3 years ago. And he is definitely bigger. Just have to come back and catch him again on another day. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that. I spooked some fish up into there and I was thinking, you know what? Our chances of catching him are like pretty low. Because I figured he would have been spooked, but I guess it's, and that one just popped off too. Wow. Tell you what, this is like the worst luck day. Bunch of brookies, caught browns on the first stream, but every fish we've hooked up with here basically that has been a brown just has not stayed on. Tell you what, he's got a bunch of friends in there. There's a brookie popped off. I can't believe that worked so well though. I was like, I thought our chances of catching, or at least hooking him, were very low. Wow, finally landed a brownie. There he is. Beautiful little fish. There we go. Jeez, this is unreal. I've checked my hook. It's sharp. I have no clue what's going on. It must be just biting it weird. All right, guys, that is gonna do it here for today. I had a fun day today, actually throwing that dry dropper in the morning, even though we didn't catch any in there on that first stream on the dry. I think we hooked up with 2, but we didn't land either of them. And then we just caught all of them on the dropper there. And then I headed out, got some lunch, and relocated here to a stream that I haven't fished in 3 years. Kind of missed this little creek, but caught a really nice brookie there at the beginning on a dry. And then we kind of just caught some brookies here and there, and was missing a bunch on the dropper. Well, actually not a bunch, but we were missing some on the dropper. And eventually I switched out the dropper from the olive paragon to the pheasant tail. And then we started hooking up with some, but we were just missing them. And then I had about an hour left here to fish, so I just switched over to 2 nymphs to see if we can catch some of those brownies. And I mean, we were hooking up with them, just couldn't catch any. And unfortunately, we got to that hole where I caught that nice fish from 3 years ago. And like I said, when I caught him 3 years ago, he was probably about, I would say 14 inches. And I just hooked him there now, and he looked like he was 16, 17, like I said. But unfortunately, I didn't get him. But you know, that's it. That's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So I'll definitely come back another day on a rainy, overcast day and see if we can pick him up again then. Because literally when I caught him 3 years ago, it was like the same kind of day. It was just like a rainy, overcast day. So we're gonna see if maybe we can head out here on another rainy, overcast day and get another crack at him, just to kind of see what he's up to. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this on like small mountain streams. And leave a comment below, let me know what you guys thought of this video and any suggestions for future videos. Until next time, peace.